Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Healing from Toxic. Today, I want to talk about reactive abuse. Reactive abuse is when a person is pushed past their limits, when a person has been provoked by another person, when a person has been emotionally cornered, and they then react to that type of abuse in a violent way, in an aggressive way. They react in a way that is out of character for them. Narcissists like to push their victims to the edge. It gives them a sense of control. They like to be able to make another person go crazy, act crazy. Because not only does that give them a sense of power, but when they get you out of character, when they get you to be angry, when they get you to lash out, when they get you to be violent, when they get you to throw things out of frustration, guess what? Now you are the crazy one. Now you are the unstable one. Now you are the person who owes them an apology because you call them names, because you're acting like an aggressive and unstable person. Many times in the beginning of these toxic relationships, when you react in that way, when you react with violence, with aggression, with signs that you may be unstable, when in fact all you're doing is being a normal human being. That's what you're doing. But when you do that and you're not aware of how this person is pushing you to act in this way, when you're not aware of how you're being manipulated, when you're not paying attention to how you were pushed to react in that way, you then will blame yourself. You then will begin to think that you have problems, that your problems are bigger than you thought, that you might need therapy, that you are irrational, that you may have mental issues, that you may have anger issues. You then start to view yourself as the problem. And this is what the narcissist or the toxic person wants. They pushed you to act crazy, to act in an irrational manner. They pushed you to your limits so that you can act exactly as it was expected you to act, so that they can then use that against you. A lot of narcissists will do that, will push you to your limits. And then the minute that you are yelling, screaming, crying, throwing things, acting out of anger and frustration, they will take their phone and record you. They'll take their phone and record you and say, "This is my crazy girlfriend or boyfriend. Look at the way that they're acting. Oh my God." And they now have proof of how crazy and irrational you are. Narcissists have a sense of power and control when they're able to do that. They can then blame you. And then once you believe that you are the problem, you are going to spend more time and energy trying to fix yourself, trying to work on yourself, trying to be better for your abuser, because you now believe that you are the issue because you reacted in a way that, in your abuser's eyes, was not normal. When in fact, your reactions are normal. When a person is emotionally cornered, when a person is constantly emotionally abused or verbally abused, it is normal to act out, to lash out, to snap, because we are not robots. We are human beings. So reactive abuse is real. When you are with a narcissist, they will love that. They will love to push you to your breaking point. They will enjoy causing you to break down, to snap, to react with anger as they sit there looking at you, and their whole persona is calm. They are calm, they are collected, and they sit there watching you, enjoying it, loving it. The reason why, well, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video on this topic is because it is really important for anyone who's listening to this, anyone who might be going through this, to pay attention. Pay attention to the people around you who cause you to act out of character. If you notice that you are typically a passive person, that you're typically not the type of person to react with violence or to be aggressive or to show signs of aggression of any kind, and you find yourself reacting aggressively, snapping, lashing out around certain people, those are people that you shouldn't be around. Pay very close attention to those relationships, that dynamic. I have noticed that a lot of survivors, because of this reactive abuse, find themselves going to therapy, seeking counselors, seeking help. And this is when they realize that, hey, there's really nothing wrong with me. A lot of times they don't. It all depends on the therapist and the knowledge that the therapist has in regards to narcissism and toxic people and stuff like that. Because sometimes when you are dealing with a very skilled narc, with a very passive aggressive narcissist, they are so skilled. They are so skilled at what they do, at manipulating, at pushing people to their breaking points, to the point where they will cause a reaction without cursing at you, without hitting you, without being physically aggressive in any sense. These people are so skilled at hurting you, at causing you pain, that unless you are truly in touch with yourself, they may lead you to believe that you are the problem, that your reactions are the problem. That's really what it boils down to. Narcs want you to believe that your reactions are the real issue and not the things that they did to push you into reacting in the way that you did. The more passive aggressive the abuser is, the more skilled this person is, the longer it will take for you to identify how you're being pushed, how you're being provoked. But eventually, the minute that you get in touch with yourself, the minute that you start looking for answers, the minute that you realize that you are doing your best, trying your best to stay calm, to not react in an aggressive way, in a violent way, then you will start to see that, you know what? It's not me. I think once you sit there and you say, you know what? I'm going to do better, meaning have a little bit more control of the way that you react. And you pay more attention to the people that are causing you distress. You then understand what's going on. Because when a person is used to seeing you lash out, they're used to seeing you react violently. And now they see that you are getting better with your reactions, that you are not being manipulated in the way that they once manipulated you. They're going to start getting this, they're going to start getting angry. They're going to start getting frustrated. They're going to start being bothered because they're no longer controlling you. Another thing, it doesn't matter how well you think you have controlled yourself or learned how to control yourself. It is dangerous. It is super dangerous to stay around people who push you to get angry, who push you to your limits. It is dangerous to do that because even if you're going to therapy, even if you feel that you are improving in the way that you are reacting, narcs have been narcs their entire life. Narcs are going to find ways to push you further, to keep you from growing, to keep you from being a better person. And they're going to continue to get you angry, to frustrate you. So the cycle is not going to end just because you are working on yourself. Because you working on yourself does not mean that they are going to work on themselves. So you can be as passive, you can be as nice, as sweet, as kind, and as controlled as you want to be. But if you're dealing with a person who will forever push you to your limits, you are putting yourself in a very, very dangerous place. You should not be around people who like to see you get out of character, who push you to get angry and react. That is the one sign, one of many signs that you are around the wrong people. People that like to see you upset, people that like to see you angry are not your people. You should not be around those people. Reactive abuse can get people in a lot of trouble because even though your reactions may be justified to you, you can commit crimes. You can end people's lives in a matter of seconds. In a matter of seconds. And a judge is not going to look at your emotional state in the moment. Many judges, I'm not going to say that it won't happen because I think in certain cases it has happened. But the majority of the time, as an adult, you're expected to know better. You're expected to know when to walk away. And as I said, staying with people who cause you to act in an unhealthy way, in a violent way, it is a very dangerous thing to yourself because you might end up doing something you will forever regret just because you wanted to stay in a relationship that you knew was not good for you. And that is one of the reasons why I decided to end my relationship, because I know that I have a temper, and I know that when I'm pushed, just like anybody, when you're pushed, you can make big mistakes. Anyone who is pushed continuously can make big mistakes. So please don't stay in a relationship in which you are being abused in this way just because you think you got it under control right now. You might have it under control right now, but you may not tomorrow. So be very, very careful, okay? That was my video on reactive abuse for today. I wish everyone a beautiful week. Take care. Bye bye.